Now.
Hello everybody, my name is Thomas Comeback, aka Skullcrusher. I'm here with RichRenegade and Clarion Gamer.
Hello.
Hello!
And we are here to discuss something very positive that happened at E3 this year by Sony. As everybody has saw it.
Nope, I
Yep.
have no idea what we're talking about. That's all.
Yeah, that's our Joker. Yeah.
No, seriously, I haven't even watched D3 at all. Like, someone uploaded some video to my channel and impersonated me. I don't know how the hell they did it, but they did.
Wow.
Oh,
No, I know what we're
Oh.
here to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
We're here to talk about the
Mm.
return of Crash Bandicoot.
Yay!
Woo!
After so long.
Finally.
We haven't actually done a discussion video for a while, actually, as an entire sort of group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely separate.
Mm.
It is true. So, Skull, tell us, what are your thoughts?
Well, from the moment I heard the tune, saw him coming up with the Crash on the background, it was quite obvious Crash was coming back. Also, when he announced, he was saying like, just no clowning around, no joking around, straight to the point. You saw it last year with the T-shirt. It's happening this year. Crash is coming back, and Skylanders and remastered fully from the ground up for PlayStation 4, the three originals. Once I heard that, let's just say, they should have arrested me for breaking the sound barrier. Screaming of happiness so hard. It's amazing.
The thing is, when I saw it come up on my newsfeed, I was like, no, that can't be real. And then when I saw like literally every single news outlet, it was like, Crash Bandicoot's returning, Crash Bandicoot's returning. I was like, right, either this is some elaborate, very late April Fool's joke, or it's real.
Yeah.
Hmm. I know.
But my god, I didn't. Of course, they did tease it. But I didn't think they were going to do the entire three games remastered. I thought at least to start with, it'd be a brand new game to see if they could say pique the interest. But I'm pleasantly surprised. What about you, Clarinet?
Well, when I first saw Sony's conference, I mean, that must have been like, Tuesday morning around about 6 in the morning or something. I first watched it, and when Crash Bandicoot's theme was played in the orchestra, honestly, I started freaking out so much. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then when Sean Layden walked out on the stage of the Crash shadow behind him, I was like, yes, it's finally happening. It's got to be happening. And then, you see, when they announced like the first three Crash games getting remastered, I was like, okay, that blew my mind because I honestly thought they would do only one of the games remastered. I wasn't expecting all three, and to have Crash and Skylanders. Now a lot of people are groaning like, "Oh, Crash and Skylanders, oh, blah, screw this," but like. I don't see this as a bad thing personally because it's a good business move. Because if you have the sales of Skylanders and the remasters both combined, this will send a clear message to Activision like we need to do our part and send a clear message to Activision saying, yes, this will sell well and we can get a new game made out of it. So I can kind of see why like they did the remasters. I mean, it's a good way to reintroduce us to the series, especially those newcomers that haven't even heard of Crash Bandicoot before.
Yeah, especially for like the newer generation, because there's going to be a lot of kids that will probably play Skylanders. Like when Spyro was sort of flagship in the first Skylanders game, that had no idea what Spyro was, and then they've probably since gone and played the original, say, PlayStation games, or even some of the PS2 games, because some of them are actually pretty good. I think the only thing is that I think that some people are probably a little hurt on the fact that since Spyro was put as a flagship character in Skylanders, they haven't done an actual separate Spyro game. So this is interesting because this will see then if sort of we, even as hardcore fans and even new fans, will put our money where our mouth is and actually support the series. I mean, with the reboots, we have confirmed since then that Vicarious Visions, Activision's in-house team is actually going to be doing the new games. Or the
Yeah.
remake of the games, because technically remasters are a little different from remakes. So, there's a technicality there, but either way, I got corrected there now. I was like, yeah, fair point. But I mean, how do you think they're going to tackle the reboots? I mean, do you think or the remakes? Do you think they're going to add in new stuff they couldn't fit in, or do you think they're going to change a few bits, say, like the Ratchet and Clank reboot game?
Well, Scully, would you like to go first, or should I go first, or?
You go.
Oh, okay. Well, I think like for Crash One, like I'll start with the f first game. I think this will obviously change the most in terms of the story because, like, you see, Tonya, like the Bandicoot you're supposed to save in the original one. I don't think she's going to appear in this one. I think she's going to be replaced by Coco. I think, and the way that they're going about this, like, I'm glad it's Vicarious Visions in a way because, like, when they did Crash Nitro Kart, like, when even as a PS2 game to this day, the visuals are still look quite good for PS2 games. So I have high hopes for them making the remakes, especially because they did the Game Boy Advance games in the past as well. And this whole like the whole minigame that in Uncharted 4 with the high score, I think that's going to be an extra feature. That may very well be an extra feature because it could very well be an online feature. I think.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, go on.
yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
I mean,
But
what do you think about Crash Bandicoot 1 then, like the remake? Like, what would you sort of expect to be in there?
well, what I would expect to be in there, keeping the original state, like the main target of what it originally is, and rebuild around it, but also improve on the control.
I mean,
That's what I want for one. It's most likely for me the control. Like like it's a little bit stiff in the original for my feeling. You know, in two it's a little bit more loose. I feel more in movement, but in one is a little bit stiffy. I think they might improve that officially, and I think probably improve the graphics after all.
I mean, the graphics thing. I really want to see how different the graphics look. The one thing, and this is going to be kind of interesting. I doubt they'll do it, but if you've played Halo, I think the anniversary or Halo 2 the anniversary, it has this engine where it can automatically switch back to the original game version on the Xbox, and then switch to the remastered on the 360 or Xbox One. I wonder if they're going to do that, whereby you can play the sort of the remake version in all its HD glory, and then switch back to the original if it's literally a little like for like HD. Either that, or if they put some of the missing elements, like some of the missing levels that didn't make it into the final cut, and how
Yeah,
like certain levels you're actually going to go complete a level. You had then this sort of sub level traveling to another level, which it made had like a few boxes or here and there to get extra lives, and then you go on to the next level. That'll be pretty interesting to see if they actually do that. But
yeah,
what you
I do
mentioned about
agree.
the arcade score, I wouldn't. That's actually a good idea because I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Because I mean, once you beat the game, I mean, don't get me wrong, all Crash games are really fun, and I can play them for hours on end, pretty much like if you both of you. There's not really much else
Mm-hmm.
you can do. There's not really much replay value other than looking for maybe hidden areas or maybe cameos if they even put some of them in there, like fake Crash returning, anything like that. That would be pretty cool. See if they actually implement the arcade mode.
Mm. What I think that they might do will be really cool is like what they did with the reboot for Ratchet and Clank, a little what's it called, museum type thing,
Mm.
like a gallery, a special gallery store from the originals. That would be pretty cool, like the drawings and stuff, and how the originally looked like,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
with
Mm,
background music.
yeah.
Because in the reboot, I don't know background music is just dead. But that would be pretty cool. And I'm a big fan of artwork, even though a lot of people are like, oh, it's just artwork.
Mm.
If that's the case, they need to use the scrapbook music from Crash Team Racing for that point, because I mean that's very appropriate, because it's a museum scrapbook, the drawings. So remaster that.
True.
Yes, they do. Indeed. But I mean, I'm trying to think, what other features would they add? I mean, I know as Skulls, and I kind of agree, they're probably going to change the controls or maybe make them more akin to Crash 2 or 3, where sort of is smooth, you can get around a bit smoother. Do you think they will add power ups in Crash Bandicoot 1? Because we all know that the power ups only really started in Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Do you think they'll implement some of them in Crash 1?
Mm,
No.
I don't think so. I mean, at the very least, like I know in the original, like there was two, like you could obviously use the square and circle button for spinning. I definitely think they'll take that out of the remake and they'll put in the slide and the body slam abilities in the first game. I think.
Yeah, but I think they are not going to do those power-ups in 1. I think what they're going to do is they're going to remake 1, but keep this original, like I said, original theme in it. So no power-ups, just all regular jumping, spinning technique. I think they want to keep that route, but maybe also put in sliding, just to give a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, I think that would be cool if they just introduced at least the slider mechanic into the remake of Crash 1, and then the body slam in Crash 2, and of course you got the zany power-ups in Crash 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
See, one other feature, like for Crash 2, I think that I had down in here was the secrets that you came across in the game, because there were so many secrets you could get, like to get certain gems. They could very well change the secrets within Crash 2, like make them different.
I do hope that they do keep this. I think it would be good if they did change it. But then there's always going to be a divide where people want the remake to be like for like the original, and then others are going to want it to be a bit more fresh and different. I mean, some of the secrets were pretty elaborate, like in Crash 2 with the how you got the green gem, where you had to sort of traverse the nitro room and actually jump behind the door, and you phased through the door, and then the camera zoomed in, and it was actually a secret path. Or like the blue gem, where you couldn't get any boxes in the first level at all. You couldn't break any.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was quite thought-provoking, those secrets. I mean, like, they'd be good if they kept those in, but maybe even add any extra secrets if they could possibly do that.
Yeah, or maybe, having 2 special routes, one with gems. On 1 you have to find in a certain amount of order, just with time trials. Yeah. Those time trials, yeah, and in warps you had those time trials. And you had special warp. It would be nice if you had something like that again.
Yeah, I mean in Crash 2, because they technically kind of introduced the time trials in Crash 2 of the sort of the Hang 8 levels.
Yeah.
Where you had to get to the gem in a certain amount of time, otherwise you weren't able to obtain it.
Yeah. Like that leads me on to another point actually for like the time trials, like I mean in Crash 2 and also Crash 3 with the relics. What I think would be great in the remake if they do this is they could add like an online feature where people could compete against each other, like in the same level, and race against each other to see who can get the best time, like in a race.
Oh, you mean like
having ghost
like a leaderboard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like race against each other. Like imagine the 3 of us doing that like in an online bit. That would be insane.
Oh, you know what would be fun? They put in a multiplayer option where you can choose from which game, it's like 1, 2, or 3, and then the area you want to run, and what type, like fastest, who finishes the fastest, who gets all the boxes, maybe that sort of thing. That would be cool. Really cool. And then you have like the ghost, like you have yourself, and then the 2 ghosts of like the opposite players, of course. Then you can like a little bit competitive.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a competitive boss mode in all 3 of the games. So one player can pick any boss that they want from Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, or 3. The other person's then playing as Crash, and then you then have to defeat Crash, or you have to defeat the boss as a player. I mean, again, it's not drastically different. I mean, the racing mechanics are probably a bit more cooler, to be honest, because I would lose my entire life to it. My entire adult life would just be gone.
Yeah.
But I think
pretty much.
Like it would be cool if they introduced it. This is the thing. Like, there's so many ideas they could introduce to either the remasters or hopefully a new Crash game, because there's been some side rooms as well that allegedly the Japan studio is working on a Crash game, a new Crash game, not a remaster or remake, a brand new one. It hasn't been confirmed, but it's stirring.
I see. To me, I kind of find that hard to believe, considering Activision still own it. I mean, take that as rumor for now, but I personally believe that is an Act 2. That's what I feel is.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, Crash Bandicoot is probably just as popular in Japan as he is over in America and Europe.
Yeah, although it isn't shown that much anymore because of his, low profile lately of all those years.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think not just in terms of games, but think of how many series have sort of ended, and then they've come back and they've become maybe more popular or just as popular as what they once were.
Samu,
There's
what?
Exactly. You got Shenmue as a game, Dragon Ball Super,
Hmm.
Bring Back Dragon Ball Z, with the films. There's so many other things that I could really think of. I can't really think of off the top of my head now that have come back after years of absence, and they've blown up.
Hmm.
yeah.
It's like they said, give it what the people want.
But this is the thing. Like, do you? What would you think? I mean, if Crash One, Two, and Three done well, whether they were sold separately or in a package deal, do you think they would make a sort of a sequel to that? Because keep in mind, Wrath of Cortex is technically Crash 4 and Twin Sanity is technically Crash 5. Do you think they'll do, say, a sixth game? Or,
Maybe.
or do you think they'll
I
just sort of reboot it and ignore Wrath of Cortex and just say, okay, we're having Crash 4 and then there you go?
Well, you see that with other like Call of Duty did that once, and other big companies already did that. Like they knew they had like a sort of fourth, but they didn't call it a fourth. For example, for Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah,
mm,
that is true. But the one thing we haven't discussed is Crash 3 Warped. Now, I mean, out of all the Crash games, what would you say, out of the original trilogy, what would you say is your favourite?
Hmm. Kieran?
oh, that's a pretty good question actually. I'd have to say Crash Bandicoot 2. The reason being is because, well, I personally feel like there were a lot of different environments involved in it, and there was a lot of hidden secrets. Like it was a lot of fun to play. Like Crash Bandicoot 3 is also a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but Crash
Time
Bandicoot
Trials.
2, yeah, is quite close. Yeah.
Like, there's just two words for Crash Bandicoot 3. Just, I mean, I
Like Time Trials.
pretty much.
Yeah.
What about you, Scar? I mean, you got to say, what's your favourite? Out of Crash 1, 2, and 3.
Hmm. As a child, I most likely like to play 3. Um. So of course my favorite is 3, but I also like 2. But it's like a 50-50 with those. Like how do I say it? 1 I respect, 2 really great, 3 also really great, but a little bit more my favorite because it had the latest moves from Crash and all that stuff, and the environment was bigger, more to explore, different time areas. So that was kind of my thing. So that's probably why Crash 3 Warped is my favorite above them.
Mm,
Fair enough.
yep.
Mine's definitely Crash Bandicoot 2. Two words. Jetpack.
Yes,
I,
jetpack.
Just
Yeah.
that one level, oh my god. As a kid, I was just like in awe. I was like, how is this possible? How is
Well,
he? How does this work?
what do you think how I felt when I finally got the freaking bazooka? Was shooting everything that I ran out of apples.
It's like I'm a Q counter and I've got a flipping bazooka shooting Wumpa fruit. And it's making the enemies explode and disappear.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
yeah, I
Want a
do
piece
agree
of
with
me? You want a piece of me?
I do agree though that the bazooka is a really powerful and it's a very efficient weapon. It's a very effective weapon. You see, the thing is like with Crash Bandicoot 2, like just to elaborate on why that's my favorite game is because, well, one, I'll agree with finding the jetpack, but also I like the challenge that it posed as well
Hmm.
in many of the different environments, especially the different vehicles you can use. Like for example, in the water, you had like the the moto ski or something like that. Or I think that's what it was called.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jet
But
ski.
I think what I preferred from Crash 2 to Crash 3 is that Crash 3 had more levels that were just associated to like a vehicle. Like you had like the aeroplanes, which I think there's like three levels of. You had the motorbikes, which I believe there was four levels.
Mm.
And you had a lot of, if you will, and I don't really like to use it, like sort of gimmicky levels where they were all dedicated to one. I think Crash 2, I mean, of course, Crash 1 had like the Wild Hog levels in that, so that was kind of gimmicky there, but that was fun. Same with the Polar Bear levels in Crash 2, but they had sections of the levels. There was very few levels that were solely dedicated to one sort of gimmick. and the gimmicks were actually done well. I think the one really hard one was, I think, that the one where you're in the forest and it's dark and you got to get those little lights to
Oh
follow you.
yeah,
Get in all the boxes in that.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
challenging, but it was a pain.
Oh, how's it called again?
It's
Fly, Night Fly,
Night Flight,
and
yeah.
Night Fly.
and Totally Fly as well. That was
Totally
the
Fly,
secret
yeah.
level. Yeah.
Yeah, as well as the bear one as well. When you had to do
Yeah.
the bear one
Oh.
in the dark. That one, oh my gosh.
Oh,
Like,
that's-
that
was
was so annoying. You never knew when you had to boost jump or not. That was the annoying part for me, because sometimes when I had to boost jump, I didn't do, and when I did, I couldn't recover in time because I was sliding
Yeah.
from the momentum. Just was frustrated for that level so many times in those years.
That's the thing that I actually really enjoyed. I remember one time with my cousins when we were all down in London. We spent Crash 3 probably around December time when it came out, and I think it was at Asphalt Orange, the bike level, or one in Warping 5. We made a bet. We put like £1 down each, and we were like, right, whoever's gonna get, I think it was like the platinum relic in this gets like £3. That took us hours. Like, I mean, literally hours to get that. And then when we found out, like, this is like a few months later, when of course they had PlayStation magazines now back in the day, and I feel really, really old, and I'm gonna go, cry myself in the river and all that.
Yeah, we will join you.
To then find there was a fourth level, which was so much harder than the third one. I was like, yeah, like, even as a kid,
I
I
mean,
was
with
like,
the sign, the
why?
alien sign.
Yeah, the alien sign is like Area 51. I was like, no, sorry, the bike one where you got all
Yeah,
this.
I know, with the bike.
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny story? I never had PlayStation magazine. Never had that. I had it once later years. I accidentally went in that area.
Oh.
I was driving, but the stupid dude pushed me away, and he pushed me in the almost in the outer bounds area, but I could recover in time, and I just bounced around against that sign. I didn't even knew it was an alien sign. I just bounced on it. I was like, why am I not driving? Like, why am I warping? I found the secret ending, and I was like, oh, all of a sudden, play Skullcrusher, like, what the fuck am I doing?
And
What is this?
on that note, do you think they'll change the secret endings in Crash 1, 2, and 3? Because remember, in all of those games, they had like the sort of the true ending or the secret ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think for Crash 1, they'll most likely change that one, because that one felt kind of. I mean, like, you rode away with Tonya, like, on that Eagle, and it kind of ended there. And I mean, yeah, it kind of gave a summary of the bosses, but then, like, it just felt kind of empty, in my opinion. The secret ending in Crash 1. The Crash 2, I don't think you need to change that one. I don't think that needs to be changed. The third one, no. I think the only one that needs to be changed is Crash 1, I think.
Well, you want to see some XXX?
No, I mean, I would like to see them bring back Tanya, but they're probably not the. I think
No,
like,
they
they'll probably introduce Coco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they won't. They won't do that.
Yeah, like, I think that's what they're going to do. You see, this goes back to my point. I don't think they'll have Tonya in the remake. I think they're going to have Coco in the first one instead.
I think they're gonna put in Coco or maybe put in Tanya, but differently, like Coco differently.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
Like
More
make
family friendly.
Yeah.
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 Family friendly, two Fs. That
Family
aren't offensive.
Yep. Of course, our diehard fans, of the originals, are probably gonna be very pissed off that Tanya isn't there.
Well,
Yeah, they're going to cry in the corner.
we've got the originals, and then you've got Crash Boom Bang, which let's never talk about that game again, but that's got Tanya in it, so.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? You know.
We all know. We all
Yeah.
suffered through that.
Yes.
I saw it. Thank God I didn't bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky. You escaped from that. I bought it, and I literally, and keep in mind, I only played one Mario Party game on the GameCube back in the day, and I was like, this is just Mario Party. And even, like, I couldn't play. I was like, this isn't Crash. I was expecting, like, Crash Bash 2 from playing that game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, speaking on that, I mean, do you think next year they'll announce Crash Team Racing? as a remake. I mean, I know we're kind of going off topic about talking about Crash Bandicoot Remastered here, but do you think, because that is my ultimate thing, if they remake that with online, that is it. Like, just, that's all I'm playing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like the icing on top of the cake, so to speak. So
Yeah, kinda.
All that, or, I mean, Crash Bash, I mean, this is the thing, I mean, I think, I'd be very surprised if they don't come out and do Crash Team Racing. But I mean, we've got, of course, the freebie
You got the
remakes.
original. I think they're gonna bring it to original trilogy, and maybe after that, when it's a great success, probably gonna remaster CTR. Believe me, they going to do that to CTR. I mean,
I
it
mean,
was a great racing game. Come on.
the same thing happened
yeah,
with the Ratchet and Clank trilogy. I mean, I know, of course, that was done by Idle Mind, the people that done the HD remakes for them. But they didn't do Ratchet Legend until I think in America it was about like a year later, and then in Europe we didn't get it for like another like 2 years after the original HD trilogy came out. So we got it really late. But that was because the fans were asking for Deadlock / Ledger to be remade. So
Mm.
hopefully, because that game of course sold well and other games have sold well, and hence other HD remakes have been remade, that hopefully it does actually sell well. That's the one thing, because if it comes back and it doesn't sell well at all, that's pretty much going to be the end of it.
Yeah, pretty
yeah.
much. Kieran, do you
Yes.
have any opinions for yourself? Because you've been quite quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I just been listening to what you've been saying. I mean, like, I do agree. I mean, like, they should redo, like, I mean, a remaster or remake Crash Team Racing, but they should also, I mean, I know this is going to sound very unlikely when I say this, but they should also remake Crash Bash, I think, as well, because that should really be remade.
I understand why, because it's like a sort of original party game sort of thing, like Mario. I think it would be a good idea if they did that.
Yeah, I mean, considering, I mean, like, the studio that made that is pretty much dead now. I mean, Unicom developed it. I mean, it's not
Hmm.
non-existent, so they could take the opportunity to say, right, okay, we'll pick that up and we'll remake it, make it better.
They probably could, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I have another theory for that, but that's going to get really, really off topic. Like, I mean, really off topic in a good way.
Mm.
Mm.
I honestly think that they may, because they have said they were going to do another PlayStation All Stars type game, not necessarily Battle Royale 2, but another game. I think they may do a party game and put Crash Bandicoot as the cover boy.
Funnily
No,
enough,
like,
actually,
I
yeah.
think they would do that.
I mean, funnily enough, like there were rumors swirling about, like on leading up to E3, that there were three announcements to be made with Crash. Like the first one was Skylanders, second was the remasters, third was PlayStation All Stars 2. Third one was never announced. So
That's right. I mean,
maybe,
I was looking it up actually. And there's a lot of things that weren't. There was rumors before E3, not just about Crash Bandicoot, but even other series as well
mm,
that never came to fruition at all. But I mean, either way, we're probably going to hear those other projects, probably near TGS or even PlayStation Experience. And hopefully, I'm hoping that by PlayStation Experience, we get a trailer to see what the actual Crash Bandicoot Remaster is going to look like.
that's what I definitely think that's going to happen. I mean, if it's coming out in 2017, they're bound to have something ready for then.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Let's see. There is not much to discuss yet, unless, I'm going to Köln in August to the Gamescom, and it's a yes or no if Sony's going to be there. I hope yes, and I also hope they have like maybe a teaser demo trailer of the Crash Bandicoot game remastered. Really hope if they're coming.
I mean, I've been thinking about that. I mean, like they've been talking about this since, like from what I've heard in sources, like they've been talking about this, and there's been a development since 2015, perhaps since last year. So maybe they might have something ready. I don't know.
I know, but from reviews, like blog posts and stuff and newsletters that I've read online, is that the remastered edition is planned for next year, so for 2017.
But the thing is, we don't know what point in time, and we also don't. I mean, as in, like, we don't know if it's like the first quarter, second, third, or fourth. We also don't know if they're gonna be tackling it in two ways, because they could do three things. They could release them episodically, so Crash Bandicoot 1, say first quarter, Crash Bandicoot 2 middle, Crash Bandicoot 3 near sort of December of 2017, they could release it all on one disc, or they could do both, where they release it episodically, like say a Telltale game, and then later on they release it as one full package with, say, like the full soundtrack or like a little bonus that you couldn't get if you bought it digitally or individually.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think that's quite a good idea, actually. It's quite smart to do that, because it'll leave the fans wanting more. It'll keep them like hyped again, instead of releasing.
It will make us spend even more money when we don't need to.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Just to say, we have got the soundtrack officially on disc, even though we can